Hello Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your April 2025 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome if you're new. My name is Robyn. I'm a tarot reader and channeler, and this is going to be a brief message to show you the likely outcome for the month, what's working in your favour, potential challenges and a message from Spirit. We'll start off with a sound bowl just for a ping, just to tune into the energy, so you can join me if you like. I'm going to take a breath in and a breath out, okay? So, deep breath in. And exhale. Okay, let us see what April is bringing us. I'm a Taurus too. Okay, so we're going to be getting a major arcana as a theme for the month. Then we're going to be using my deck here. This deck is the Colin Baron Reid Good Tarot deck. I've just taken the major arcanas out. We're going to use my deck, the Telepathic Tarot, for the main reading. We'll clarify with the Gilded deck, and we'll get a message from Spirit with the Ancient Stones Tarot with from Rebecca Campbell. Okay. So, and for some of you who are interested, if you would like to learn how to read tarot, I have released a masterclass. I've partnered up with Wisdom from North, and on their membership scheme you have an hour session masterclass, or it might actually be an hour and a half, learning how to read tarot. So if you're interested in that, check on the description box below for the link, and it'll take you to the Wisdom from North website. Okay. Taurus, what's the theme? What theme are we exploring in April? Now, we've just gone through the eclipse on the 29th, I believe it was, and that obviously has a 6-month period of basically the best way to think about an eclipse is like a quantum jump forward. So you might be feeling a little bit funny about that, but our card for the month of August, so April, right, is Justice. Justice, also the number 11. Number 11 is associated to enlightenment and having kind of the angelic realm on your side. Now, for Justice to turn up in a reading for the theme that we're exploring is basically talking about things are coming into balance. Anything that wasn't in balance before is now coming into fairness, fair play. It's action versus reaction, okay? So you may be either dealing with some sort of legal situation or a justice situation. It is positively aspected, particularly because we've got that number 11, the 2 ones, okay? Enlightenment, seeing things for how they really are. It could be your environment is also seeing things how they really are, and things are coming into balance. But more personally for you, Taurus, it just feels like the things that you've been working really, really hard on, you're starting to see the results, and things are kind of taking on a bit more of a balance. Now, Lady Justice is normally blindfolded, so she normally has blind justice, seeing things as they are for the truth behind the matter. So we're going to use my deck here, Telepathic Tarot. It should be available for print by the end of this month. End of April. And so you're welcome to purchase a copy on my website. Check out my website on the description box below. Really easy, robynsane.com. Okay, so let's have a look here, Taurus. Okay, I'll lay them all out and I will show you as I clarify. Okay. Wow, Taurus. Woohoo! Oh, okay. Got a little bit of we got the Magician card at the bottom of the deck, right? Which is a really good omen that things are within our reach and we're able to manifest things. All the elements we are carefully alchemizing in the recipe of our own success. But we end off it's a bit of a catch by the end of the month, so let's have a look. I'm going to just clarify before I go through it all with you, because it's like fantastic, and then the end of the month it's like something's coming to light. Maybe that's why Justice has turned up. Something needs to come into balance. So let me quickly clarify, and then I will show you the cards. Wow, okay. So we've got two cards that are repeating twice. Okay, Taurus, You're starting off super strong in April. We got the Nine of Pentacles with the Four of Swords. What that is telling me is you start the month off strong, feeling like you've got more than enough available to you. You're feeling more independent. You're feeling self-sufficient. Money-wise seems to be all right. And what this does is it enables you to have some time out. It enables you to take a little break. Now, I know as a Taurus that we've kind of been burning the candle at both ends, and we are getting to that stage of kind of exhaustion. So it feels like you've aspired to something, you've been acknowledged within your life, and you know the scales are tipping now to show you that you have what you need to move forward. But it feels like because you're quite exhausted having reached this level, the Four of Swords wants to come out and say, okay, Taurus, that's great, all good. I want to make sure this this is quite annoying. It's not. Sorry. This needs to focus. Camera, come now. Okay, sorry. Guys, that was really annoying. I'm sorry, but you know, I can't stand it when you look back on something and everything's blurred. Okay. So, you do have all the tools you need to move forward, and what this really does is it enables you a bit of a rest. It could be that some of you are feeling quite exhausted, and you find that even though things are going well and you feel more independent, and now you've got all your ducks in a row to kind of venture forward, because we've got the Fool card coming up, you might need to just allocate some time for a bit of a breather, because for some of you may obviously I'm not a doctor, this is not medical advice, but there could be some sort of ailment just on the background, you know, where you've been burning the candle at both ends. Now your desire is absolutely, now this is where the Four of Swords turns up twice. Your desire is to take time out, just to kind of go recalibrate and just take a breather. We got the Four of Swords, and it's clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. This is what you want. Okay, this is what you desire. You are wanting to feel protected. We've got Chiron there in the background, and we're able to have a bit of a snooze, a bit of a sleep, and feel protected at the same time. You've been on a journey, because he's camping in the middle of nowhere. Okay, now it's clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, telling me that this has been kind of a long time coming, and the wheel is now tipping in your favor, and you're wanting that availability to just rest and recoup. Okay, so everything you've been working up till, yes, of course you've got some goals and ideas moving forward, but in the interim for April, you're just kind of going, okay, just get my ducks in a row, just have a breather. What's working in your favor this month is kind of interesting, and I'll explain why. You've got the Fool card, but it's clarified by the Devil, and the Devil's actually the outcome. This is telling me what's working in your favor this month, the energy that's really supporting you. The Fool represents a brand new leap of faith, a new cycle in your life, starting fresh, feeling like a novice, taking that leap of faith in a brand new position. But we got it clarified by the Devil card, which basically, when it's in a positive position, basically means that you're pulling out all the stops. You are, see, the Devil card can sometimes talk about energy that's been taken to the extreme. So if you enjoy working, the Devil card would maybe be like, oh, workaholic. If you are in a new relationship, because the Fool could also represent that. We've got lots of major arcanas, which gives me big general energies rather than the detail here. But the Fool card, you know, yay, a brand new beginning in love, perhaps. The Devil card might talk about being like too kind of lustful, something that may lead to kind of lust and jealousy and possession, that sort of stuff, right? But because it's showing up in the positive side, it's basically saying this new leap of faith that you're taking, you're putting out all the stops, you're kind of just diving in there, and that's really, really positively aspected. It just means that by the end of the month, you may feel that you might need just to bring that back into balance because of that Justice card, okay? Now, the challenge for the month is the Six of Wands, clarified by the Tower. Okay, so it feels to me like you are you're wanting the kind of support that sees and recognizes the work that you've put in, recognizes your worth, okay? And it's coming up as a challenge with the Tower card. So it's giving me the feeling that you are absolutely deserving of recognition of everything that you're doing, the bravery that you've taken to take this leap of faith. And yet it may be that people around you, it may feel like you don't have their, they don't have your back, or that you feel a little bit isolated. You've lost a sense of support network, particularly if you have become quite independent from the beginning of the month. Okay, the Tower card also talks about you know, when things kind of crumble down and you see things for how they truly are, you know, where you have that kind of niggle at the back of your mind, but you're like, I don't know what to do forward. I'm just going to go anywhere. I'm going to like hope for the best. And yet that little niggle in the back of you basically says, yeah, people, you don't really have that support network that you thought you had. So it's not a major thing. It doesn't feel like a major thing. What it feels like is that it's simply a challenge, that sometimes, particularly if we take a new leap of faith, we take that full card and we're entering into a new cycle in our life, sometimes we've got to work from the ground up again. Sometimes we've got to create that again. So just as reflecting as a challenge, okay? So sometimes we just need to start over in that regard and create that support network, or we need to investigate within ourselves where we are not supporting ourselves because that's being reflected back to us. Now, the outcome of the month is the Devil card with the Five of Pentacles, okay? So this is where the work is taken, or the energy that was so supporting you in taking that leap of faith forward has, come on, I want you to focus. Why is this camera doing this? There we go. Okay, so the Devil card is basically, it's kind of like an overseeing authority, governmental structure, things like that, which are kind of making you feel a little bit trapped and isolated with the Five of Pentacles. So you may find that by the end of the month, you may find that it's it's weird, it feels more of a larger system, a bigger system. It's like the bigger system at play has you by the short and curly, as my dad would say it. It feels like the outcome is actually kind of bigger than your personal life. It's really weird. I'm getting the sense of a larger organization at play, particularly because we've got the Justice card over here, that things are highlighted to you, toxicities in the life or in the society at large, where funds are being pulled away, where financially you may be feeling a little bit like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Or and again, particularly if you weren't feeling the support network around you, that may kind of play with your mind a bit. So even if it wasn't on a larger scale, which it feels like it is, if it wasn't on a larger scale, the mind might be a little bit overactive in terms of where's my support network? Do I have enough? Am I good enough to receive all of this, all these blessings that you have started really strong to do, to bring into your life for the beginning of the month? So it's not a grand, I have to admit, I mean, I'm Taurus too, so we're in the same boat, okay guys? That's not such a nice energy to end up on. However, the Devil card as a positive attribute basically highlights in your life areas where you feel trapped, where it may feel toxic, where you feel unworthy, right? And things sometimes have to reach a bit of a climax before we see it in its truth, and then can do something about it. So ultimately, it's not completely a bad outcome. It's just, it's going to be crystal clear by the end of the month. What are the things that are holding you back? What is feeling kind of that it just doesn't sit right within in your being, right? Where do you feel kind of a little bit left out and isolated? And those, when you can see that for its truth, that's when we can make the kind of positive decisions forward. And that's why justice has come in as well, because even though it's positively aspected, it's the theme that's being explored this month. You know, where are things in balance? Where are things out of balance? Okay. So it feels like you start off strong where things are in balance, but by the end of the month, maybe things are like tipped a little bit, and it's but it gives us a good opportunity to see what we can do about it. Okay, so let us get some guidance from Spirit about this month. I'm not really looking forward to it now, but for me, myself, having known this now, it means that when those things come up, I can check in with, you know, my thought patterns, senses of negativity. Why do I feel isolated? Am I indeed isolated? Who do I feel connected with? What is toxic in my life and what needs to come up? I mean, it could also be that for some of you, I have to say this because it's coming up, because we have that Four of Swords, which is that healing card, quite strong. It could be that you might be, when a person has a bit of rest and recoup, you know, and they decide, I'm just going to be good to myself. I'm just going to enjoy all the foods that I want to. I'm just going to really kind of indulge. It could also be a little bit like that. So you might be finding you, you know, you maybe kind of becoming a little bit toxic in the overeating, or too much wine, you know, beer, that sort of thing, becoming a little bit lazy. I'm not saying this is what's happening. I'm just saying that it does give that energy as well. And I do the same, you know. I'm a hard worker, but I love to kind of binge, and I love to just I don't do it very often, but when I do, I go all out. So maybe it could be that now that you've had a break from the beginning of the month, maybe by the end of the month, it's like, whoa, okay, maybe I should hold back a little bit, or exercise restraint, or something like that. Something's coming to light in that regard. Okay, so let us see. Message from Spirit. Good luck. Auspicious wishes granted and blessings. Okay, so it really does have this feeling about the idea of when you start the month so strong, right, with that Nine of Pentacles and that Fool card working in your favor, that, you know, Spirit is on your side, and you've got good omens and wishes are being granted. You things are kind of falling into place and fantastic. And what happens? We kind of go, whoa, I could get used to this, and we enjoy it a bit too much. And so it might be that by the end of the month, we just need to have a clearer picture on the situation and kind of go, okay, right, now that I've had my holiday, what can I do moving forward to bring things a bit more into balance, spiritually, emotionally, physically, the things that I'm ingesting, all of those sorts of things. So starting off strong, but by the end of the month, just be aware of where you are at. And all of these things are so powerful, because when we are aware of it, then we can eliminate it, or at least kind of restructure something, because everything is our own choice. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. I hope it helped, and good luck for the month. And I say that to myself as well. And yeah, if you're interested in a personal reading or channeling session, check out my website, robynstein.com. Information is in the description box below. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe, totally free. It really helps my channel. I've had this channel for many, many years, and I don't quite get to, like, the algorithms. I just know nothing about that. So it would be very helpful to get some likes. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful month, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.